The Shonen Jump series Kagurabachi has a number of lightning speed feats and statements, but the very first time that a character ever reacts to a lightning bolt is potentially the fastest speed feat we have in the series so far. And that is exactly what we will be calculating today.
Yes, science!
Hello Internet, Jojo here. And when a particular bad guy fires a lightning bolt at a particular good guy, the main character of the series, Chihiro, another character, Shiyumi Harima, uses her earthbending, because you cannot convince me that this is not earthbending, to intercept the bolt, giving Chihiro enough time to escape the situation. Now, while we don't know all that much about Shiyumi Harima being a side character and all, we do know that she was part of a special group or task force. A task force with the sole purpose of acquiring one of the 7 enchanted blades, the blade known as Cloud Gouger. This blade is in the possession of Genichi Sojo, a big name in the Japanese underworld, an arms dealer, and is that particular bad guy from before. Now, because Kagurabachi is still very new, only a little over 40 chapters, we lack a lot of information that longer-running series tend to have. Things like data books or just general character data and some such. Thus, Genichi Shoujo doesn't have an official canon height. In fact, I had to use the wiki to find out Harima's name because she's never directly referenced by her name, at least as far as I could find. I mean, they definitely mention her name, never to her directly. It's generally in a group setting, like call out certain people for certain things, but never directly one-to-one. Anyways, back to the calculation. Taking the average height of a Japanese male for Sojo, 171 centimeters, and comparing it to the path the lightning took towards the main character using pixel measurements, we find that in this manga panel, the lightning's path is about 401 centimeters in length. For those of you in the US, it's short enough, just think a little over 4 yards. So now that we know the distance the lightning moved, we need to find the distance the wall moved, which was its own height. So comparing the wall to Sojo, in the wall comes to be about 475 centimeters tall. This means that the rock moved 75 centimeters further than the lightning did, and in less time than the lightning, because the wall must have begun moving after the bolt was already fired, even if by a fraction of a second. The long and short of it means that Shiyumi Harima's earthbending can move around 1.18 times the speed of lightning, or about 18% faster than the lightning bolt itself. Of course, this is probably not totally accurate, as the perspective of this feat definitely makes the size of these objects, well, impossible to actually get. So there's definitely a margin of error that we need to consider. Though it is also worth mentioning that this is not the only time that Harima does this type of feat. I mean, later on she does a feat nearly identical to it in pretty much any aspect. She blocks a lightning bolt. In fact, Harima's feats are probably the highest calculatable feats we have in Kagurabachi so far. Sure, there are definitely characters stronger than her, much stronger than her, but in terms of numbers and calculations, we can calculate hers to be higher, basically meaning that whatever we scale her to, the higher tiers would scale above her, but we have to use her numbers because her feats are the best feats so far. I mean, after all, she made these gigantic, massive stone platforms and hurled them into the air so that they could actually do battle on top of them. I guess it is possible it was a group effort from some of the other members of her task force, but it's never really implied to be that. But either way, it doesn't really matter in the long run because she is just a side character. Regardless of how much power it took to actually create all these stone saucers, Chihiro, the main character, is certainly stronger. And that's all I'm going to say because any more than that would be getting into spoiler territory. So, in short, this is the realm of speed that we're looking at for the world of Kagurabachi, the universe of Kagurabachi. Now, if you haven't read the series, I suggest you do. It's pretty good. Despite being memed on at first, because I think a lot of people thought it was just going to be another edgy protagonist series that gets canceled pretty quickly. It's really not that, and most content creators who have covered it tend to agree by now that it's actually pretty good, and I do agree with them. It's pretty good, different than what I was expecting, but it is actually rather good. So check it out if you feel like it, if samurai and ninja are your thing. Well, not ninja, but if samurai and magic swords are your thing, check it out. I think it's good. That said, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Remember to stay spectacular. JoJo out. Bye-bye.